who are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you. Because you're an Indian.
It's gotta be exhausting trying to fit in with a group of people that you know don't have no respect for you. Like, these white nationalists is taking it back to their roots. They letting it be known, yeah, you're here, but you're not one of us. You're just a token, and when we're done with you, we will spit you house Negroes out. And you, whether it's Vivek, Dinesh D'Souza, or any of the other raccoons that we cover on this channel, still don't have enough self-respect to say, you know what? I'm packing my bags and taking my pandering talents to another place. You guys are like somebody in a toxic relationship, and the white supremacists keep blacking your eye, and you hoping that someday they gonna magically wake up and become a better spouse. But here's where the stupidity really comes in. And you see this a lot from the black and brown grifters who are being told that they're no longer wanted. They think it's cool to be racist towards black people because we're the easiest target. And then they try to turn around and cry that people are being racist towards them when they start getting the same treatment.
Dinesh, you wrote a book saying that slavery wasn't about race in this country. You wrote a book where you said black people should give white people reparations for liberating them.
No, I did say that slavery in America did not start out in racial terms. The people tried to enslave the American Indians, lots of blacks owned slaves. So this is part of the real complexity of our history. But I noticed that when we're talking, you raised...
Racism was a real mixed bag. I remember all those white folks being owned by black people. See, that's exactly what I'm going to.
The black slave owners own black slaves.
On purpose, Dinesh. You do it on purpose. You say, oh, for a while we tried to enslave the Native Americans, so we'll say that slavery wasn't about racism. Do you see how that you're obviously misdirecting people, and you're doing it on purpose? It's not like white people were slaves. The overwhelming majority of slavery was black people enslaved. Why can't you admit the most obvious things? Because you have a political agenda.
That ain't this dude's first rodeo. He's come to America, picked up the How to Be a Racist handbook, and built his whole career on talking crazy about people who look like me. Check out the tweet from this bozo from 2023. Virtually every IQ study over the past half century shows that blacks, who are the rock solid base of the Democratic Party, have the lowest IQ of any ethnic group, one standard deviation below whites and Asian Americans. How is this compatible with your thesis? Dinesh, you bore me. To all my black folks, don't never let anybody from any race, including our own, tell you that you have a lower IQ than any other people walking this planet. What people like Dinesh D'Souza have, they have good memories. All they do is read a bunch of information out of text, retain the information, and then spit it back to you. These dudes aren't intelligent. They ain't never had an original thought in their lives. They've just got good memories. But here's the scene of the movie that's always my favorite, because I've seen this flick a million times. What we say earlier, the white supremacist rejects never have a problem with racism until it's directed at them. So this dude, Vivek, posted a picture of him and his kids on Halloween. And the white supremacists came in the comment section and did what they do. All kind of go back to India's and shouldn't your kids be somewhere studying? And guess who came out crying when the chickens came home to roost? Look at the abuse Vivek is getting for posting an innocuous photo with his boys. This is the shit show that Heritage and Tucker have brought upon us. If this continues, I would not be surprised to see mass desertions of blacks, Latinos, and other minorities from the GOP. Unreal. Now, if you're black and conservative, we probably got two different viewpoints. It might not rock. If you're Latino and conservative, same thing. But you see how Dinesh try to throw all the minorities in there now when it's convenient? That's unreal. Here are some of my favorite responses to that BS we just read. You and your followers approached black Americans online for years with this same rhetoric. Now that it's come to Indian Americans from other so-called conservatives, you find it unacceptable. It's a monster you assisted in creating and will continue when convenient. Facts. All I know is that I have more in common with the black guy whose family has been here since the 1700s than I do with some first-generation grifter who openly despises both of us. Indian psyche to be as racist as they can to others and then cry victim when the Caucasian races they align with turn on them, equals Dinesh, a prime example. Exactly. He's throwing a tantrum only because the vitriol is being directed at his unchangeable ethnic identity. I have no sympathy for any persons of color that identify with the far right. They'll get what they deserve. Hey, Dinesh, you know we can see you, right? This is what happens when you participate in these kind of bootlicking activities. You get stuck in between a rock and a hard place. When you spend all those years telling everybody that racism doesn't exist, you force yourself to have to sit back and take it like we watched Vivek be forced to do in the intro. Or you come out and try to fight back like Dinesh just to look stupid as hell because the internet has all the receipts and we're not about to let you get away with the bullshit. Done with these two clowns. I'm out.